What is up, my friends? Happy Saturday. Hope y'all are having a wonderful weekend. It's about to get even better as we're coming at you with some multi-tier tournament grand finals in the T5 division Xbox NA. Tonight, we have got Krazy 88s taking on Bug Squad for the crown of Tier 5.
Yep, 88s are coming in on 8-1 on their regular season, and they took down Orcus in the semis, 3-1. And Bug Squad coming in 7-2. They were fourth place in their regular season. There was only one division in the Tier 5 scene, a much less populated scene, and they ended up taking a 3-2 win over Kinetics in their semifinals to set up our grand finals here today. And some players to watch. For 88s, we're going to be watching out for Ninja, Ratzaki, and Soccer. And then on the other side, we want to watch out for B5. And also, we're going to be watching out for, and I just went way up there, also
Sledge.
Raven.
Oh, yeah, and Raven. Yeah.
Sledge and B5. So we're going to be watching out for those players today. Of course, we are up here in the higher elo, the Grandmasters, 4,000 SR range. So we're getting up there towards the upper echelons of the Overwatch universe. And I'm really interested to see what the meta has devolved to up here. Is the rushdown comp still going on? Is double bubble still prevalent? Or are they running brawl like we see down in Tier 3, Tier 2, and Tier 1? I mean, it just, everything's up in the air right now. The new experimental patch is looking very tasty indeed. Bullscook, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, but I have had a chance to look at it, and it looks very interesting indeed. So that's setting us up right there. I mean, you know, the Tier 5 scene is such a small scene, so all these teams have played each other already at least once in the regular season.
Right.
So what I'm looking for today, I want to see who's going to step up to the plate and really take it to the other team, because there was only one loss between the two of them. So, did they win against each other during the regular season? I mean, that's stuff that, you know, we just didn't get a lot of Tier 5 action going on because a lot of times we just didn't see the games being reported when we were ready to be casting. So, this is like one of our one and only times to see Tier 5s here. And, you know, we were talking about the 88s, and we were talking about there's only one player left over from the original squad that was there in spring, and you have that player's name.
Yeah, that was Inferno.
It was Inferno Butters, the captain.
Inferno Butters, the captain of Krazy 88s. This Krazy 88s won Tier 4 last year. They were Tier 4 champions. The team itself moved up to Tier 5, and their Tier 4 team kind of rebranded a little bit. But Inferno Butters did carry over, and it is captaining this squad, has put forth another top caliber run, and now is looking to take their second championship in a row, and this time in an even higher division. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring back. I mean, Rushdown, I mean, the Ryan Zarya comps are very, you know, viable in this current meta. We saw a lot of that with even up at the Overwatch League teams in the Steel Series Invitational, using a lot of Ryan Zarya, Ryan Diva, and that's exactly what they played last year. Like we know this Krazy 88 squad is traditionally good at that, but like I said, pretty much a brand new roster. I mean, some recognizable faces down the board. I mean, you know, some veterans of CGL like Ninja, like Last Triumph, and as well as Inferno himself. So there's not rookies. Like, these are experienced players coming in. They know how to compete. Like, they're not going to be shaking. They're not going to be nervous. They're going to be rock solid coming into this match and going up against Bug Squad. I mean, Bug Squad is. I'm anxious to learn more about them. This is not a team I know a whole lot about, unfortunately. Like you said, we just didn't get a whole lot of footage from T5 this season, unfortunately. But we're here today. We're going to show you the best of the best of what T5 has to offer here in fall 2020, the multi-tier tournament, and we're gonna learn a thing or two. I have no doubt, Billy. I have no doubt.
I mean, take a look at the map pool.
Yeah, it's just to say we're gonna go have a look at the map pool. This is, of course, a first to 4. Your high seed choosing first map. The challenge bracket has Bug Squad listed as the higher seed, but Krazy 88's had the better record coming out of regular season. So I'm not sure. The challenge bracket may be wrong. I mean, I'm going to keep the current seeding where it's at. You'll also see it in the live game, but, you know, putting a little asterisk next to that. So I believe Krazy 88's probably had first select here. And Oasis, anyway, you slice it, we're headed to Oasis to start things off. It'll be a lot more clear moving forward. It'll be loser pick from there as we head through Hybrid, Assault, Escort, and then repeat that same map set when we head to maps 5 through 8.
I mean, getting back to the meta, we've been ingesting a lot of Overwatch in our off time, trying to figure out what's going on moving forward. Both of us getting some great opportunities down the line. But I've been watching the EGCF, the collegiate series going on PC right now. Watching my home state team of Mizzou. They were running Ryan Zarya. They also were running the May in conjunction with a McCree. So
yeah,
May McCree has starting to becoming very popular in the meta right now. And then you've got the Ana, and then I've been seeing either a Zen or a Lucio, depending on if they want the speed or if they want the Discord orb. And that's the real big change is that Ana is really powerful right now. She's really in a great spot for the meta. Nano Ryan, obviously beautiful. And I mean, it's just been such a fluid meta right now. Anything goes right now. I mean, the double bubble was also very prevalent in certain scenarios, like for maps where you're really wanting to get from high to low very quickly. You want to get that chip damage in and then be able to have the escapability to get out once the fire gets under your butt too hard. So it all depends on what teams are comfortable with. And I think the comfort picks right now, it might be the meta. What are the main tanks most comfortable running? What does their synergy tell them will be best for them to run? I mean, because there's nothing worse than seeing a team run a meta that they aren't comfortable with. And the double bubble requires such immense coordination and synergy that if it's not right, you're going to see it on the screen. So, Oasis is going to be a very interesting map because you can run at least three different tank lines going into it. The DPS are very flexible as always. Yeah. And then the support core. Are we going to see the Ana Lucio? Are we going to see the Ana Mercy? Those are two other options that you could run into it.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of you have City Center where you got a lot of high ground to work with and utilize, where you might be able to run more mobile tanks. Of course, you have University, which does get more brawl centric. So it'll be very indicative on what these teams' comforts are and what they're going to run through the rest of the series. I'm also keeping a sharp eye on the support lines. Not only is Ana viable, but BAP and Moira could all rear their heads depending on your style. Immortality Field, considered by many to be just an indisposable cooldown, ultimate worthy, fight saving. And then Moira, if you're going to stick in a big death ball, as it's been traditionally called, Moira can just pump out massive amounts of healing. So there's a lot of viability through the support line, and I think keeping an eye on that is going to be really important. I think the one staple will be Lucio in that main support role. Assuming our teams are going to run some sort of Reinhardt variant, you've got to have that speed. You've got to have that speed.
The other thing that I've been seeing a lot of that I failed to mention in the support line, I've also been seeing a lot of BAP Brigitte being run, where the Brigitte is basically standing in there with the tanks and keeping that Inspire uptime going, and really just providing that constant pump out of heals, and then BAP is kind of sitting back and launching the healing grenades in, and we'll be able to place that immortality barrier that is so powerful at distance. So we shall see what we shall see moving in here.
Well, we are going to start off on City Center, and it looks like both teams taking advantage of the high ground with the mobile mechas in Wrecking Ball and Diva. We are going to get Sledge on the Pharah, so Rodzaki's going to have their work cut out for him, trying to keep this Pharah in control. As you can see, Krazy8's looping around from coast side. Last Triumph on the Sombra, trying to put some pressure in from main. But right now, Sledge is just hiding on the high ground. Ooh, as B5 moves in on the Wrecking Ball, is pulling a lot of aggro, drawing out a lot of cooldowns, and Sledge is trying to move in and take advantage, and indeed 2 kills on the board. B5 with a pair of those, and Bug Squad will start us off with first control as Diva just gets pummeled with rockets.
Man, Raven is just a constant sticker to Sledge here on this far. The pharmacy working wonders here. And, Raven on this Mercy is absolutely owning the skies with their compatriot. And a nice res there onto B5 on the Wrecking Ball. So all 6 members still available. I think that if Last Tribe can get into place and a position and really either hack the Wrecking Ball or the Pharah, it's going to be Dunsky. And there you see it. Last Triumph, go ahead and manually hacking B5 and taking him out. There's the manual hack onto the Diva. And will they be able to get the mech off?
Yeah, unfortunately, the rest of the team was on the opposite side. There wasn't a whole lot of follow-up there. But Sledge does eventually fall. Nice shot. Razaki picks up a pair of kills. Make that 3 kills. This is going to go ahead and invest the Deadeye to clean off the point and make for a quick retake.
Yeah, I mean, he really just decided that he didn't want to waste much time trying to get as many as he could. He took the 1 confirmed kill that he could get.
Smart.
And, yeah, just smart play there from Razaki, dropping the Deadeye there. You know, coming up into this next fight, though, you've got Mines and the Barrage. If Last Triumph can farm up the rest of this EMP, it could negate a lot of what Bug Squad are trying to do here.
Looping around towards Jump Jet's side, or the jump pad. You see Bug Squad really valuing this high ground. They're in a position everybody up there, including Money Trees, on the Tracer. Now the mine's finally coming in, and that's going to be the go signal for everybody to push. They're going to try to chase out. Look, Coach, with just a sliver of health, does eventually get DMX. The Transcendence coming in. Just a touch too late. Soccer's going to run right into a set of those mines. Maybe even got booped into them. Now B5 moving to the back line, looking to take Ninja down, looking to get the Discord off the table, and succeeds. Now it should be just clean up from here for Bug Squad. A stun comes through. B5 taking a lot of damage. The double heals from Room Boy were not enough, but Bug Squad should still get this flip. Though they have Soccer still kind of hanging around the point. The last Coach is going to invest the self-destruct.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of odd there. I mean, but it's still getting them percentage. And this is going to be an extended stall coming out from 88s here. I mean, they still have the Barrage online. They've never been able to drop it yet. So, I mean, Last Triumph is just really trying to keep the clutches on to Sledge. And now this Barrage has every opportunity to come out.
They continue to stall Krazy 88. It's building up to 85, 86% before the flip finally comes through. Nice job from the tanks. Just buying a lot of time for the reinforcements to show up. But now Krazy 88's coming back very close to that EMP.
You know, and Coach on this Diva for 88s is one of those staples that was from the Tier 4 team, I believe, as well. I remember seeing Coach. I don't know if he was a member of 88s last year or not, but, you know, really good job on this Diva, mitigating so much damage. Here comes the Deadeye out. That's going to be the Mercy off the table. So Res gone, and damage boost off as well. EMP ready to go.
That switched off right as the Barrage came out. The Barrage can get one. With the mines coming out first from Soccer, Triumph is going to go ahead and take the Pharah out of the sky. I don't think the 88s are going to need this EMP on this fight. They've been able to isolate the appropriate targets and focus them down and get this flip. And they're just going to hold this EMP to help close out this final fight. It's just Soccer left on the point as the EMP comes through, but it only finds one. The manual hack followed up onto Money Trees, and they're going to take the Tracer out of the fight. Translocating back. Last Triumph now has B5 in their sights. Doesn't quite land that hack. I don't know if it got canceled. The shots came through from B5. The second one will land. Discord there, and that is one dead hamster. But the rest of Bug Squad has made their way back onto the objective in time to find Ninja's Transcendence. And you can just see Krazy 88s are circling around, and the shot calling is there. You can see their communication through the focus fire, through their rotations, as they're going to get these last kills and should pick up our first round.
Yep, and I mean, it was just clean up basically after that EMP, after the original retake at 93%. They just had the numbers, they had the sustain going through there, and once that manual hack came in onto B5, it was Dunsky from there, and it was just clean up as we said before. Now, Gardens, this is where I expect to see a little bit of change. I would like to see either, you know, double bubble coming out from Bug Squad. I mean, you could run the ball Diva here. However, you're going to have to be having your head on a swivel, especially if you're running into a Ryan Zarya, which is being flashed from Bug Squad right now. And looks like they're going to have a Sombra to try and take care of the Wrecking Ball for their own.
Another thing, we were talking about the support lines before. I mean, 4 separate supports on the battlefield right now, as was in the last round. And that's Zenyatta. Go can be vulnerable in the back. That provides so much value with these Discord orbs, and with these long drawn-out fights, that Discord just gets more and more value, and Sledge knows it. Finding the shot onto X and a beautiful direct to take the Zenyatta out early. Now Half-Bug going in, swinging with the hammers, already claimed one with the pin, and a Bug Squad are looking to claim this first control. Nice exit kill there from Half-Bug.
Yeah, I mean, the captain's showing up big in this first engagement here and capturing first progress here here in Gardens. Now, looking at Ultimate Sledge, way ahead of almost everybody else. This poke damage coming in from this Pharah player, absolutely raining hell right now with the members of 88. So that's going to have to be a focus for them because the barrage will come online very shortly. And we saw them hold on to the barrage a long time in City Center, so maybe they can get it out a little bit sooner, but they're paying Last Triumph a lot of respect on this Sombra.
Holding the high ground for as long as possible. Able to get one with the barrage. Sledge is going to get revived after that death. And, well, after the second Lisa alive, continue to pour in damage. Bug Squad did a great job of just holding high ground, putting in a lot of spam damage and a lot of poke, forcing Krazy 88s to really consider their approach. And then the moment they touch, the pounce is there from Bug Squad.
The bubbles. I mean, it's a Zarya diff right now. I mean, they didn't have the ally barrier, projected barrier for Sledge when they let loose with the barrage, but I mean, the damage had already been done, as you see now. We're having a bit of a tank mirror going on, but what we're looking for right now, Last Triumph swapping over to the Mei, so we're going to be looking to cordon off people.
Yeah, wholesale swaps coming through is immediately Krazy 88 charge to the high ground. The Earth Shatter is going to get blocked, and then Half-Bug finds himself off the edge. I believe he got just knocked sideways by the hammer swing coming out of soccer. Pushing on to the point, Krazy 88s are continuing to lose members. They won the fight on the high ground, but they weren't able to continue keeping that pressure forward. The rest of Bug Squad had rotated around and were getting the kills as 88s dropped down. Now have 87%.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much last fight here. And, I mean, with 4 ultimates online, including the barrage, including the grab, I mean, this should be pretty done and dusted here. A wall might be able to stall for just a few seconds, but, I mean, it's pretty much done and dusted, unless Ratzaki can get a multi-player Deadeye.
Oh, man, that was EMP, grab, and barrage all at once, and 3 kills net as a result of it. We're going to get Ratzaki trying to drop the Deadeye, but nah, there's no targets to be found. Bubbled shields all in the way, and Bug Squad will send us on over to University.
Yeah, and that was pretty one-sided. Once they brought out the Ryan Zarya tank line, you can't run the ball and Diva into that. There's just so much sustain. There's the shielding going on as well. The knockback resistance has been dropped by 25% as well. So you're not getting those huge swing throughs with the ball and just absolutely displacing a team. They're not getting knocked back as far, so they're able to actually withstand a lot of that pressure coming in that a Wrecking Ball used to be able to bring and provide. So, you know, I think here in University, if they run what they ran, they swap to really late on Gardens, this could be a different map now. Coach, I would love to see you play the Zarya here and mirror that completely, but I see why you do run it, especially with the Pharah in the sky.
Yeah, the Diva, I mean, is able to eat a lot of that damage from above. The problem is, as they try to approach, Money Trees is doing a good job of hacking out the Diva and the main tank, whether it's the Reinhardt or the Wrecking Ball, and keeping Sledge safe, allowing the Pharah to just sit back and throw those rockets down as you're seeing them throw on a point right now. A bit of a conservative approach as Bug Squad is just going to rotate around through the mini room, and we're going to get a little bit of an enclosed battle on the inside. Ratzaki coming up with a very important kill onto Money Trees. Now they don't have to worry about that manual anymore. Turns their attention to the sky. Beautiful headshot onto Sledge. Oh, almost got the kill under Inferno. Excuse me, onto Room Boy. But B5 jumped in the way and sacrificed themselves to save their Lucia.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for long, though. I mean, the kills are coming through. Ratzaki providing a lot of just spam damage with the hit scan. I mean, you got to watch out for the rotations coming from Ratzaki as well, because he's not just standing up there behind the Rhine shield. He's moving his way into quarters, trying to get excellent lines of sight onto the Pharah, onto the Mercy, onto the Lucia that's now been swapped over to a Baptiste.
Oh, Sledge was there. Darnless to try to hide, but there was no corner safe enough away from Radzaki's Deadeye. Now chases off the Reinhardt, and Half-Bug just charges into their death. The rest of Krazy 88s waiting him on the other side. And now 88s are just pressing forward, holding this advantage, holding this door, at least momentarily.
Grab Barrage into the next fight will be the initiator for Bug Squad, but you have a Blizzard. You've got the Immortality Field that's going to be available to Ninja, so I mean that's going to be a denier of that ultimate as well. Soccer though, Shatter.
There it is over the top. As the Graviton Surge made it in. But, well, the blizzard from the other side was just too much. Yeah, fire strike in, and that was shattered. Well, look, both shatters came out simultaneously, and it just kind of stalled the fight out for a second. Neither really able to follow up on the advantage. Nice Maywall is going to cut Money Trees off from the rest of the pack, and 88s are in firm control. A lot of it based off of beautiful play from Triumph, and a lot of it just based off of composition. In these close quarter battles, the McCree's got the edge.
Yeah, I mean, you were trying to run the far edge of the McCree, and he had your number all day long. Many Trees coming up on 70% for a blizzard of their own. However, I think that for the initiator here, Ruin Boy right now has to get a massive amp matrix and see what you can get out of it.
Self-destruct over the top, takes care of the Fist. As Radzaki's Deadeye gets blocked by the wall. Half-Bug is going to win the main tank battle up on the front. Soccer got backed into a corner. Ooh, Rez gets denied. Nice play from Ninja. Able to find a pair of kills, including a Valking Mercy. That is not an easy shot, as Ninja is just sitting up on the high ground, keeping the team alive and finding kills to boot.
Yeah, I mean, nice little escapability there from Sledge, but he gets mowed down by Ninja. And that's going to do it for our first map here in Oasis. It goes 2-1 in favor of 88. And, I mean, Gardens was kind of an outlier. I think they got out-comped by what Bug Squad were bringing there, Bull Skunk. And, boy, just the disparities between the two healer cores. I mean, we saw at one time, and many times, 4 different healers on the field. So, you know, X-Ninja really recognizing that the Baptiste was going to be the way to go. We saw during the barrage, the Immortality Barrier came out, kept the members up through the blizzard, kept them up through the grab, and kept them up just massively through all of that. So, man, that's a great recognition of how to counter a Farrakhan, especially when Radzaki was, you know, kind of wavering on the lines of sight. You know, they withstood the damage, and I mean, they took it 100-0. So, pretty dominant performance. I think that if this is any kind of a outlier, this next couple of maps, who knows how many it's going to be, is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be great entertainment because these teams, man, they are absolutely fighting for it all.
Yes, indeed. And I agree with you on the supports. Like, you're forced to run a Mercy to accompany that Pharah, and it really reduces how much sustain you have on the ground, especially when we were seeing the close quarters fights. So, like, the very first fight there on University, Bug Squad tried to go into the small mini room, and the Pharah doesn't have great LOS in there. You can't really get inside of there with the fight. The McCree is able to get right up into the thick of things. And not only that, but you had a Bap Lucio to run in there, and it just was more sustained up close. You know, the Mercy is up in the air. You're going to lose those close quarter fights. And 88s knew it, and they're able to take that fight time and time again. It was just a bit of a comp difference. I would have liked to see some swaps out of Bug Squad. They will have map pick heading into our next map, into our hybrid map, which looks like it's going to be King's Row.
King's Row, what a surprise. I'm not surprised at all, honestly. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you're going to choose King's Row because it's one of the most played maps for teams when they're doing scrims. So that's why it gets the nickname Scrims Row. It's the same way up in Owl too. Just so everybody knows, they actually practice a lot on King's Row.
Oh, of course.
Just to keep the brawl alive in case it ever comes back into fashion, which apparently it is now. So, what am I looking for here? Boy, I mean, if we go anything off of like what we just saw from 88s there, I think the main McCree is going to be the way to go because not only do you get the LOS and the hit scan out of the Peacekeeper, the shots that come out of McCree actually is really good for breaking shields as well. So, you know, you could just pump in the damage there if you don't have the aerial threat in the sky. And then the coordinating off with the Maywall, you know, everything comes together. We'll see if they keep running that or if they swap to a little bit different. We saw Sombra rear her head here. I'm very happy to see Sombra back into a little bit of fashion here because, you know, the manual hacks, they are absolutely crucial. And if the coordination, if the IGL is calling out a hack target, then, you know, we have massive focus down onto that target. And we'll see, you know, the exterminations coming through. I mean, and Bug Squad did the same thing. And their Sombra player was actually getting a lot of value as well. So Sombra might be a little bit of an outlier here. You know, when do you run the Sombra? When you do choose to go the hack route instead of the damage route? So we'll see what happens on Scrims Row. I mean, Kings Row.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a bit of a counter pick scenario. When we saw the round Bug Squad won on Gardens, they had room to work. They had control of the objective, and they had room to control all the entry points to the objective. They were able to put the FAR back high in the sky and use the Sombra to hack up anybody that got close. But they didn't have that same room to work on University, and then we see Krazy 88s winning the Brawl War. Opening map, Krazy 88s won with their dive comp because of all the mobility and the way that map was laid out. So I'm seeing more adaptability from Krazy 88 so far. Bug Squad basically ran the same thing for the entirety of all three of those rounds, and we saw where the strength lied very clearly in the three different rounds. Now, going into Kings Row, you do have a bit of a sky ceiling to work with. Definitely some room for FAR. It's like somewhere in between the map where they did well on Brawl and the map where they kind of faltered on Brawl. And I'm curious to see if they adapt. If Bug Squad fails to adapt, they might just be stubbornly beating their head against a wall here.
I mean, there's plenty of stanchions to do that on Kings Row. I mean, you can choose your plank to bash your head in. But I mean, you know, we saw the swaps come out. I mean, we saw Doomfist come out basically stall wise. Boy, Farah in such a weird place right now. You know, I mean, the long range poke can work. It can work, especially if you're running up against like a Torbjorn. As we saw in a final the other night, you know, you tried to run the Echo, you tried to run a couple other things, and the immediate recognition to get off of a certain hero and go to the Farah, it's going to be map dependent. It's going to be point dependent as well, because there's plenty of lines of sight. There's plenty of ceiling to work with if you are Farah. We've seen it many times, especially point two. You can work the rooftops to your advantage and really give hell to a team that's coming into what you're trying to do, or if you're trying to, you know, progressive cart. You have so much work that you can get done here. So we do see a side swap here. So we will see 88s coming out on the attack. So let's take a look and see what the defense of Bug Squad is going to be. Looks like Half Bug is going to go over to the Reinhardt. B5 will be on the Zarya. Sledge has gotten off the Farah. So we're seeing a Junkrat here. So we're looking for spam damage. We're looking for shield break here, money trees. Bringing out the McCree, so that's going to be a secondary shield break option as well, and to deal with any aerial threats. I do like the Bat Mercy, though. You're going to have the immortality field to keep you up through those difficult moments when you are trying to withstand all the damage coming in.
May McCree from the attacking 88s. And the big difference I'm noticing here is a Lucio from 88s. They're going to have the speed to do the push and pull. As you see, Soccer's able to go in deep, kidnap Half-Bug, and charge him all the way into the back. And then just continue to press forward. Without the Lucio on the other side, it's going to be much more difficult for Bug Squad to kite. And now they're just trying to rotate around to the opposite side of Hotel. There's already 2 ticks picked up, and they do not have enough reinforcements to come retake this objective.
They absolutely do not, and the immortality field has already been used. Sledge does take down Inferno Butter, but this is a done fight right here. Half-Bug taking down the immortality field, but I mean, you're just going to get cordoned off here.
Half-Bug taking down Soccer might be just the opportunity that Half-Bug is low. Ninja's going to finish him off and take Money Tree down as well, and eventually 88s will prevail as Rodzaki is able to get the exit kill on to Raven.
Bit of a weird use of the Deadeye there, too. I mean, you were 1v4, you try to drop the Deadeye to do a hero play, and now you don't have that going through the next phase of Kings Row. It could have been a massive stall point for them. I mean, 5:15 going through the streets phase, and we see Soccer and Coach just getting up here, getting the spam damage in. Rodzaki's going to have Deadeye. Yeah, he just landed a headshot right there, so he's going to probably rotate and get in a position to try and get behind the members of Bug Squad and really take it to them.
No, nice shot, nice wall, and the Blizzard out from last Triumph. A beautiful sequence of events to get that ready to go. Sledge is going to try to throw the tire in, but the immortality field is there. No such luck. B5 is able to burn down Ninja and is going to respond with the Graviton Surge of their own. The counter shatter, not good enough, and it looks like Bug Squad might bring us back, but there's a bomb in the mix, and B5 will get blown to bits. Sound barrier thrown in late just to ensure 88s can try to find some space in this 3v3 battle for the streets of Kings Row.
You know, we thought that actually missed, but he, you know, Soccer actually got Sledge with that shatter, got around the shield, got around the payload, and ended up deleting him out of there. But enough loss and enough caution being shown here by 88s that they're just going to go ahead and regroup, get their Reinhardt back into the mix, and then probably look to be dropping this Deadeye, hopefully to take down the shielding of Halfbug.
Very least might buy them some space on the streets here and force to the corner. Ooh, look at this rotation. Are they gonna go all the way around? No, they're going high ground. Pushing up. What are you looking for? They know the Junkrat's up there. They're going to clear the Junkrat off the point. Deadeye coming out from Redzaki as they drop down. Their own wall is in the way. Get that down. Drop it down. And then the Deadeye still falls on shield. Shatter coming through is going to pick up one from the defense as Last Triumph deals with the tire. And we're still at a 6v6 on this point, although Coach got DMAC deleted. And though we've got a little bit of a loop-de-loo, a little bit of a do-si-do on this point, the defensive Bug Squad are holding on, especially with that kill from Sledge onto Ninja. And this means there's no retreat path for the 88s. They can't back up. They can't reset.
No, I mean, there's nowhere to get off the map at. I mean, I guess you can go back into point 3 and jump down there into the civilization that lives below point 3. But right now, the Mercy difference is huge. I think that the later Ant Matrix that came out from Ruined Boy was absolutely crucial into them, being able to plant their feet and say, "You shall not pass!" But going into our next fight here, man, Soccer, if you land anything good there, which he doesn't, would be the initiator, but he got a shield Blake there.
Yeah, tried to catch him off guard, but Halfbug was ready for it. Sound barrier in from the attacking team. It's a little early as now the Graviton Surge comes through. B5 second in 2 fights, but they're not able to take advantage of it. 88's just swarming on this point. And, well, looks like Bug Squad kind of bit off a little bit more than they can chew. They pressed a little too far forward and found themselves in the clutches of 88's.
I think that it was a difference there, Bullskink. I think the DM that was available to Coach right there took all that incoming damage and just, kind of negated what they were trying to do. And now you've got Blizzard online, you've got Bomb online, you've got Deadeye, and the Matrix online. You almost have 5 to go. Sledge, if you ever landed a tire in your life, now would be the time to do it.
Give me the Deadeye to start things off. Just backing him up, just pushing forward and manages to catch B5 with it. Sledge is going to go ahead and drop that tire and throw it over the top. Immortality Field's there. They got to take care of that. No, they're going to use the tire to kill the Immortality Field. Not a great trade if you're Sledge in the defensive Bug Squad. Trying to hold up top. Easy pickings for this Shatter coming through as 88's move through, clean off that high ground, and they're going to keep this cart rolling. Just under 3 minutes on the clock, and they've got their eyes set in the final resting place for this cart. And there's Self-Destruct and Blizzard to keep the defense at bay. No contest coming through. 3 points on the board. 2:51 left in the time bank.
Yep, and I mean, that was just ultimate rotation right there. They actually had the ultimate advantage going into that last fight, and there was not much that could withstand what 88s were trying to do there. There was just not enough in the tank coming out of Bug Squad there. So, pretty sizable time going into their defense phase. So what were you looking for from Bug Squad here? I mean, we saw some swaps. We've seen some different heroes coming out from them. Sledge running a really good Junkrat. I think if you try to pair a Grav with something, B5 got 2 Gravs in 2 fights. So maybe B5 is the initiator. Maybe B5 is where you try to throw in some of your ultimates. Draw out the Immortality Field of Ninja, and then drop in another ultimate. Kind of stack them staggered and really pull in from there, because right now, the Immortality Field that came out from Ninja saved them from a multi-kill tire.
Well, and Sledge is showing us that far once again. Clearly a strong pick for Sledge in the DPS role for Bug Squad. And it'll work well on point A. They need it to. And it might even work for a little bit on point B. Less so, but it's not going to work once you get to the Foundry. They're going to have to hit the Foundry with time, and I'm curious if they make the appropriate swaps, because the front line is going to be at a massive disadvantage going into this May as well as this Diva on the front line for the defense of 88s.
Radzaki clearly demonstrated that they could take care of Sledge on this Pharah. So, the DM matrix is going to absolutely be key here. The eye test here is going to have to be, can Sledge get the kills going in?
And point in case is the first kill does go on to Halfbug. They get rushed down, blocked in by a May wall. Riz does come through, and Halfbug and B5 are trying to make some space on the point, trying to allow room for Sledge to get in there and get the rockets down, and indeed they do. Into the corner goes 88, and that's easy pickings for the rockets from above. And, well, first step down, Bug Squad pick up point A, and they have good time to work with.
Now, I mean, they have actually 30 seconds more than what 88's had working through. Now, do you keep the May here and just ignore the Pharah and let Ratsaki be the one that deals with the Pharah? Or do you go to like an Ashe or you know, a soldier here and try to make sure that the aerial threat is taken care of?
No, I think the win condition for 88 right now is win the frontline war. Beat down the tanks and try to avoid the LOS, but mines are out. Immortality Field keeping them alive for the moment, but the Deadeye from Money Trees will eventually catch out Radzaki. The Amplification Matrix out from the defenses. They're just going to keep Bug Squad from coming around the corner. B5 is going to try to dive in. Oh, with the attention turn. Halfbug comes through with the big shatter and is able to flatten the line. Cart is going to continue to roll.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get around both of these really dangerous corners with little to no opposition. I mean, you've also got the Amp Matrix that's going to be able to, you know, really pin the corner down from Ruin Boy. Are though, Sledge, where are you going? And we see Last Triumph go ahead and get off of the May and go to a park. They're going to absolutely be making Sledge their focus of attention. I absolutely love this bench right here.
Yeah, it'll be, ooh, nice shatter. Gotta pause for a second for that 4-man shatter coming through. Devaluing the Ant Matrix as the 2-man Deadeye follows it up. Nice play from Soccer. Beautifully timed to throw it in the back of that Ant Matrix. Knew that the entirety of Bug Squad was going to be trying to pour damage down and lays them flat on their back.
Yeah, I mean, just great rotation there. Great rotation and great, really acknowledgement of what needed to be done there. And I mean, they've stalled it out here. I mean, you've got Last Triumph in your back line. What are you going to do now?
Yeah, Last Triumph getting up almost to that EMP. Big win condition for this next fight. Nothing until you go against it, especially if they get the Immortality Field out early. Hack comes through, but not before the mines come out from B5. The MP does come through. Only looks to catch 2, but it's enough for the self-destruct to find those 2. As Halfbug had gotten manually hacked, could not shield, and just gets burned down. Another big hold from 88. They've eaten 2 minutes off this clock already.
I mean, we saw the App Matrix come out from X Ninja again. I mean, I think right now they're getting it so fast, it's almost on cooldown. But the EMP bomb did its job. I mean, and we're now looking at 3:15. So right now, the stand is being made. Last Triumph, got to have the head on the swivel.
Yeah, Last Triumph tried to burn down Sledge, but the pocket just a little bit too much to work through. Sledge is looking for a room to use this ultimate, but you know, Barrage can sometimes be press Y to die. Immortality Field out, Barrage comes down, and the Deadeye! Oh, everybody's eyes were in the sky, and it's the Deadeye finding the goods. 4 kills coming through from Money Tree's Deadeye. The follow-up there for Sledge, and they're going to push this thing home. They'll have right at 4 minutes to finish off Foundry.
Ah, Batman, that was huge. That was absolutely filthy. Money Trees, they have families, my good sir, and you just put them down. Gravestones in sight, and now they actually have a bit of head of steam going into this next fight. Raven letting out with this Valkyrie. Let's see if Radzaki can get into it. He doesn't. There's the sound barrier coming out from Infernos as well. No avail though.
No, it's Halfbug going down. It's just going to prompt a reset. And we did get a swap here. Ooh, nice Ice Sickle from the recently swapped Sledge. Knowing that Pharah was not going to have the room to work like I was talking about, Sledge went over to the main. And this pick I really like. Last Triumph needs to swap. They'll probably wait till they get that EMP up and then swap back over to a May of their own.
I mean, right now, it's just a matter of time. I think that you wait for what's coming in. Base, or B5 is trying to get this farmed up, and oh man, the great bubbles from B5, they're denying the manual hack. You're gonna have the Graviton Surge up online now.
I don't know if that was intentional or just serendipitous timing for Bug Squad. But Graviton Surge comes out from the defense. EMP comes through from the offense. That EMP found 4, but the kill's still coming through for Bug Squad. 3 of them, as a matter of fact. Self-destruct blocked by the Immortality Field, and it's a 6v2 on the back of the point. Make that one, as there's just one lone member trying to run, and Triumph eventually goes down. This cart will come all the way through. The Shatter will block some of the stall. The Blizzard will block the rest. Both tanks are going to get dealt with, dispatched, disposed of. And now it's just a Lucio left, and, well, bought a little bit of time. Got 88's time bank above, but only 21 seconds separating the two.
Now, big point here is that both teams are going to have times to path, position, and build up ultimates because they both have 2 minutes or 2 minutes plus, respectively, to deal with this. The other big thing that, the stalls did there, and what we saw them be able to do is that, for 88s, they're going to know what kind of wind condition they're going to have going into their attack phase. Now, do you keep denying Sledge in the sky? Do you try to go back to the May McCree again and hope that Ratsaki can take care of him? Because with the pocket right now, he's not getting the damage done. Either you have to focus the Mercy out, or you have to do something a little bit more. And Coach needs to get up in the sky and really get into Farah's face. Let the shielding of Soccer and the May walls of Last Triumph take care of the ground battle, and then Ratsaki can really focus on taking down the pharmacy, and Coach can get up there and get that damage mitigation that we need to see from a Diva. So, man, 21 seconds between the two teams. That's a beautiful symmetry there. Whew, all to play for here. Let's see if Bug Squad can get it done and get us into the streets phase and, pick up at least 4 points on this map.
Yeah, 88 sticking with that Lucio in this May McCree composition. I still think that is a key pick. And, Sledge's May looked really good. Honestly, it's like you've shown the Farah before. 88s are going to be talking about it. They're going to be expecting it, as Sledge does indeed roll out on the Flying Egyptian. But I would like to see more of May come out of Sledge, especially after this first point. I think even on point B, you're going to get a lot of value out of the May. B5 going into the back. But the front line of 88's trying to push forward, trying to pressure out. You see Money Trees with just a sliver of health. Room Boy in equal dire straits and does eventually go down. And 88's are going to hold on. Now, there's a pick coming through from B5, but Bug Squad are trying to push in. Sans their Baptiste. They only have Mercy to heal up the team. Nevertheless, Sledge is going to find a pick. That Mercy spot, the healing, the damage boost into the right location. Half Bug with just a touch of health continues to put the pressure down. Bug Squad fearlessly pushing into this objective.
Yeah, it's Room Boy keeping him up in the mid-fight and taking down the main tank of 88. So this is definitely going to be a point capture in just under a minute, or just over a minute. And Sledge, they have not dealt with this far yet. Man, I don't know if this May is the right choice here, especially knowing that Sledge is running to Farah. Why not bring out an Ashe? Why not bring out even a Torbjorn? You still have a little bit of aimbotting going on with the Turp still. Or bring out the Sombra. We saw a great Sombra from Last Triumph as well. So, you could have done a lot more than try to run the May into this again.
Yeah, certainly on point A. I'd have to agree with that, knowing they're going to bring a Wrecking Ball. You got to be anticipating the Wrecking Ball in the Farah, which has been causing so much disruption. But that's the strongest objective for that pairing. We'll see if the May fares any better here in the narrow streets of point B. Deadeye coming out from Razaki from the high ground and tried to loop all the way around behind them, but didn't really find much to work with. Mines out are going to force 88's back as they look to regroup.
We head into overtime now. It has started. Blizzard coming out from Last Triumph. This is their win condition right now. Sledge is done, but you do get Ratsaki, and that's going to be a big plus right there. Oh, Soccer!
Yeah, Soccer had a massive shatter in. That got 3, and he just went swinging into the pack. So as anticipated, point A works well for the Farah. The rest of the map, little iffy.
Yeah, it's such narrow confines there through the second phase. Until you get, around the bookstore, and you can get above the roofs there, then, the Farah gets a little bit more viable. But when, the archway and, right at bookstore, you don't have much room, especially with the counter going down as fast as it does during the extra innings. You don't have the same amount of time. You don't have the time to set up those flanks that you really want to see. So, I think that, while they did lose the first point, getting in the streets phase, Last Triumph being on that May actually really worked in their favor. The walls were great. The blizzard was huge. Soccer and Coach just gave everything they could into that and stopped them right at bookstore.
Now, 88s have 2 minutes and 21 seconds to just get around that bookstore. Go ahead and flip your attacking and defending icons here for you. Defense coming out on the main McCree this time, still with the Mercy. All right, it does give you that res, so I mean you can get a little bit of a safety net, but you don't have the speed, and I feel like the speed is just so viable here. But you know they've made it work. Raven the Mercy has been very good. She's been in the right spots at the right time. Damage boost now onto the McCree. Try to give Money Tree that edge in the duel and in the shield break.
Big difference right now is that Sledge is running the mace, so you're going to be able to cordon off one of the tank line, presumably. Also, you know, you have the cocoon of your ice block to get your health back up and maybe take a little bit less strain off of your healers. So here is a very aggressive first wall, but Last Triumph gets a better wall.
Yeah, Soccer was lucky to get out of there. Look, pinned all the way back towards the theater, and then responds with a long-distance fire strike. Takes Sledge down, says, no, I'll have no more of your walls. That one, well, that wall kind of helped. It allowed the res to come through, and Sledge's maze back in the battle. Throws up a wall and kind of separates Soccer from the rest of the pack a little bit. It also blocks some of the damage coming through from the Ant Matrix. But 88s have planted their feet on this point, and they're going to find that kill onto Sledge. The juiced up R5 trying to move on, trying to 5 kills, but finds nothing but death. Oh my goodness, a 6-man flashbang coming through from Money Trees? Unfortunately, there's nobody there to follow up on it.
Lots are off. But I mean, they've got, you know, a little over 60 seconds to get through the streets phase here. And here comes the shield break. Here comes the pressure coming from Soccer, and that's a great wall from Last Triumph.
Yeah, she kept the camera on the Reinhardt there. Soccer's going to beat down Half-Bug. And 88s are getting very aggressive with a huge kill. That's just going to buy them so much time, so much space, and it should put this into last fight territory on this objective.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at what, Bug Squad, yeah, they feel confident that they're going to be able to hold this corner. However, I think that the Ant Matrix coming out from Bug Squad might actually really hinder what we're seeing coming from 88's. Dueling Blizzards, I think it's going to be the flavor of the day.
Findings going out from both. Going to find one. Blizzard does make it through the defense matrix, but nobody can get to the point. The offensive Blizzard zoned them out, and 88s are able to walk it in with little resistance on that final fight, putting themselves at a 2-0 lead here in the T5 Grand Finals.
I think that the stubbornness to keep running the Pharah has really bitten them in the booty. I think that if you were to ran the main McCree the entirety of your attack phases, yeah, we saw some value come out from it, right? I mean, they were getting kills. But, you know, when it comes to, like, running through point B or point C, Pharah just is not as viable there, and you tried to force it. And I think that 88s, you know, with their swaps, with their recognition of what needed to happen, you know, seeing Last Triumph swap over to the Sombra, absolutely changing the fight a couple of times. So, man, I think if you're Bug Squad, you know, go back to the board. Maybe not be so reliant upon the Pharah because, you know, while it is getting some value, you have to look at the long game. I mean, you can't just have, you know, the narrow rose-tinted glasses on. You have to look long game, and long game Pharah does not work in the latter stages. So, you know, whatever the next map is going to be after our break, you know, we'll see if Sledge does a little bit of a change of tune or if we keep seeing the Pharah come out.
I mean, both maps have been very close. Time banks have been very close. Scores have been very close. But at the end of the day, Krazy 88's going in the half with a 2-0 lead. We'll go into our first break, which I guess would be a halftime and a first to 3. But this is a first to 4. They're not on match point yet. We're going to come back with Assault after this short break and continue with our Tier 5 finals. Krazy 88's up 2-0. After 2 maps in our T5 Grand Finals for a multi-tier tournament 8 Fall 2020. We're headed to Volskaya, and I see you. Don't at me about my picture of Volskaya. All right, Billy and I have been doing this longer than that patch, okay? We're looking at ancient footage here, all right? Just relish in it. All right, this is before the elevator patch. All right, I'm just going to get that out of the way. Yeah, we see you. We see you. Anyway, back to the point at hand. Headed to Volskaya. Both maps have been very close. 88's kind of sticking with the meta a little bit more and just that slight edge with the Lucio. They're able to control the tempo a little bit more. And, I mean, I feel like the Mei has served them very well throughout the entirety. I mean, Sledge popping off. I don't want to harp on it too much. We've hit that note. Don't want to harp on it. Certainly very talented on the far and the May alike. What I want to focus on is the future. Going forward, what adjustments do Bug Squad make heading into map 3? Try to get that goose egg off the map score.
I think one of the things, as we were in our break, and I was going and getting a new glass of water because I have to stay hydrated. Make sure you guys are staying hydrated, by the way.
It's important.
Make sure, what I've been seeing is that they're running a Mercy into a rush comp.
Right.
You've got a Lucio on the other side, and you're running a Mercy. Right. Which, of course, is going to be a focus of attention because you take the res off the field, you take the damage boost off the field. So why are you still sticking with the Mercy a lot? And that's something that I just thought it popped in my head. It's like, wow, they're running a Mercy into a rush comp. Where's the escapability? Unless you have somebody off on the fringes of the fight,
right?
Where does she Guardian Angel to?
And that's one of the deficits of the Pharah. Is you're forced to kind of run that Mercy to maximize the use out of the Pharah. And as anticipated, it worked well for him on point A, but after that, it kind of fell flat. So I'm looking for a adaptation coming into points. Let's see some versatility. You're at tier 5 here. You're at GM level. Like, pure comfort picks aren't going to, might get you here. I mean, it's done you well, clearly. You're in the grand final. Something to be proud of. I applaud you. Definitely better than I can do as a player. But what I do know are compositions and how these things work. And you're going to have speed if you want to keep going with this Russ v. Rush, Rhine v. Rhine matchup. That could change heading into Volsky, but honestly, I don't anticipate it will.
Yeah, I mean, look, we may not be the most mechanically gifted players, but we do know what we're talking about when it comes to these comps. And I mean, that's something that I literally spend like 6 hours a day studying comps and studying the effects of what players going into other players. So, I think right now the Mercy, man, you're really being ramshackled, Raven, right now. If they continue to run the Sledge Pharah, I mean, there's other heroes out there. I mean, you can run the Slumber, you can run the Doomfist, even if you feel comfortable on that. You can run a Soldier, you can run any number of heroes right now that doesn't require a Mercy pocket. I mean, even throw an Echo in there. If you want to be in the sky, throw the Echo in there. Play it like Genji plays. Get in there, get your damage, get the assassination, and then get the heck out.
I think Sledge's May looked fantastic. Like that, the May play.
I love his May.
Yeah,
I loved his May. So I mean, Volskaya is coming up now, and boy, what I wouldn't give. And I mean, if you're going to run the Mercy here, okay, let's theory craft this. If you're going to continue to run Maven on the Mercy, bring out an Ashe. Give me that. And see what you can get out of it. I mean, a damage boost of TNT is going to absolutely make a team back up off of you.
Yeah.
And the 7th man, of course, always a beautiful thing to see on the field, the Omnic Butler. So, there's different ways that you can utilize. If you're going to stick with the Mercy, it doesn't have to be Pharmacy. You can do it with other heroes. Even with the Echo, I mean, the escapability of an Echo is way better than the escapability of a Pharah. You only have that one rocket boost per every 8 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But Echo's flight comes back every 6 seconds.
Yeah, I believe
so
Pharah's is 8. Yeah, I mean, definitely options. I'm not sure about the Ashe. Just that little bit of a nerf really did kind of break her threshold and trying to push through both a shield and a DM. DM can eat up those dynamites. It's a tough call. I really think the May is the way to go. If not May, then either a Tracer or a Sombra if that's in your hero pool. I mean, we've seen a very aggressive Radzaki on the other side using the McCree, liking to go on these flank angles, perhaps something that could pressure them down. And the other thing to keep in mind is, despite the fact that R5 is running the Zarya, we're seeing the Zarya Rhine versus the D.Va Rhine. The Zarya is going to have that advantage early, but as this fight draws out, the D.Va gets more and more value. They're able to peel, they're able to be wherever they need to be, and because of that, 88 is winning the frontline war as well. So it's not about individual play right now. It is, I think, Bug Squad are really fighting an uphill battle with their composition. So, I mean, with that said, like let's just get into it. Only time will tell. Let's see what they run out with as we head into map number 3.
You and I have been casting a long time together now. We saw a beautiful tweet that came out from Burr from Danny DeVito last night that reminded us of a call of our very early days And you are absolutely in my head right now. Coach is kind of the unsung hero right now, Bull Skunk. The DM is absolutely huge. The peel back that we see from Coach is also huge. And, you know, even a couple self-destruct kills to boot. So, I mean, Coach is playing this as a diva into the Zarya quite well. So, I think Coach right now is an unsung hero for this squad from 88s, and I have to give credit where credit is due. And I like the switch coming out right now. Sledge bringing out a Tracer, and we've got locked-in legs from Money Trees, so this is a different look. I love the adaptation. Now you ask for it, and you ask, and so you shall receive, Bull Skunk.
Yes, to give another ancient callback, and now for something completely different. As we are getting the Winston out from Halfbug as well. So both teams kind of going back to a dive formation. But you do have the McCree on the battlefield for Radzaki still blocking in the Cowboy and immediately finding values. They're able to get the opening pick on the Sledge. Now they have to deal with Halfbug jumping in their face, trying to see if they can dislodge, but no such block. Nice hack and finish from Last Triumph. And it's a quick 3-man advantage, 4-man advantage for the attacking Krazy 88s on their very first engagement of Point A.
Yeah, and 88s is bringing out a different look in their support core. They're bringing out the Brig Zen. And I mean, so you've got the uptick of the Inspired Healing coming from Inferno. You've got the Discord Orb and the direct volleys coming out of Ninja. I mean, we saw how many kills that they were assisted upon in that fight. And now Last Triumph, 60% to EMP already. Hello.
Yeah, I was trying to get some more, but got forced out there. Halfbug making the swap over to the Reinhardt to try to hold the front line. I thought Soccer was going to do the same after throwing themselves off the side after that first cap. But no, going to go ahead and stick with the Wrecking Ball. Does have the mines coming up before too long, but is a victim of a manual hack from Sledge, as they have recently swapped to that Sombra as well. Pack wears off. Soccer goes into the back. Is going to drop down, build up more to those mines, but is not able to get much done. Is a bit ahead of their team on that engagement.
But he had the adaptive shields to keep him up. So I think, you know, that was actually a really worthwhile play because, I mean, you get another 15% towards the mines. I think mines are going to be the initiator here to get them off that point. And not having a Wrecking Ball to counter you now, this is even better.
Yeah, Soccer was going in there looking for the Mega, didn't find it. Last Triumph with the EMP ready to go as the Transcendence comes out. EMP is there, finds 3, and the 2 in the back line, most importantly, as Halfbug falls. Coach is able to isolate Sledge, find that Translocator in the back is going to respond with the self-destruct over the point. That's going to find Ruin Boy. Devaluing that Ant Matrix. There's Attack Visor on the side, shut down by Inferno Butters, and a nice volley from Ninja. And 88, look at this time make. Their time make is going to go up unless something desperate happens. EMP won't be enough, and we're looking at 33 seconds added to their start time after capping point B.
Holy Jesus. And I told you, the mines would be the initiator for them capturing the point. What I didn't expect was the beautiful EMP that came out from 88s there. Last Triumph, hello? You are a hero on the Mexican hacker, and oh. Vaya con Dios, mi amigo! Que fuerte, que fuerte! Beautiful stuff. I mean, this is going to be an uphill battle now. This is going to be a massive uphill battle if you are Bug Squad, because you got comp diff there. Absolutely comp diffed. And Ninja was the biggest aggressor of all the players there. I know that we saw Soccer and Coach go in there, you know, and Last Triumph getting the manual hacks, but the Discord Orb rears its ugly head again.
And Sledge went over to the Sombra to match, and on the defense, it's just much harder to find the room to work. It was easy for Coach to go find that translocator, catch them out. Perhaps it is stuck with the Tracer. Might have been a good way to go. But either way, I mean, it was just well played by 88. So they did a good job of knowing exactly where they needed to be. Coach, once again, in just the perfect place at the perfect time.
And Soccer, that roll through that we saw that, you know, he was kind of looking down on, and we thought he was way ahead of his team. Keeping the adaptive shields until they absolutely need it, and getting that extra 15%. I don't think they expected those mines coming out as fast as they did.
No, and I certainly didn't intend that I was looking down on it. Just that, you know, it was not going to be the engagement one. Then definitely the mines ended up playing a big part, as will this hack onto the backline. Room Boy is going to fall early. No Brig left. His Money Trees is going to try to find some revenge, but Triumph is out of there.
I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Sir.
that's what I just said. All right, you're going to have 88s up on the high ground right now as they put in some early poke, got a little bit of an ult advantage, and now they're just going to sit back and protect this precious, advantageous position.
I like the fact that... Oh, go ahead.
No, it's all you, my friend.
I like the fact that Triumph is actually running in with Soccer and getting these manual hacks as the other team is trying to take him down. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, you're taking basically all the value out of it. That's a great hack on the mini from Sledge, though, denying the healing that Soccer was looking for there.
Yeah, and this is a couple of different engagements going on across the map. 88s are able to control the high ground despite losing one early. And on the front line, Soccer doing a good job of keeping Half-Bug at bay, or keeping B5 at bay, excuse me.
Yep, and I mean, those two hacked Mini and Mega right now. I don't know how you get it back into your favor. I don't know if it wears off at some time or somewhat, but, you know, right now, Money Trees, bringing out the Tracer, I like this call.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a quick assassination.
Yeah, this is going to be a good way to keep Last Triumph's Sombra under control. You can typically win that duel, as almost saw there, almost got the one clip. Interrupts the manual on that one, but does eventually recall out. You just got to be careful of Retzaki's flashbang if you are that Tracer. And of course, the rest of the team is going to have to watch out for this Deadeye coming out from the high ground as we speak. Going to turn around and check the flank. The rest of the team is going to hide inside. Oh, but Money Trees appears at just the wrong moment. Meanwhile, Soccer's up there wreaking havoc, and it's almost going to have these mines online, which will just be devastating inside that small ground. And well, there comes the reset. Half the team gone, other half off the side.
Yeah, and half their time is gone, too. They're Bullskunk. We're on 130 right now, and Sledge is going to land one massive EMP. But what do you really follow it up with? I mean, you've got, you know, the Diva. You don't have the self-destruct there. You don't have the mines ready to go yet. There's not much to follow up on this EMP. On the other side, Last Triumph absolutely has stuff to clear up with it. I mean, it's going to be an EMP battle here, regardless.
Ooh, EMP out from the defense first. Razaki falls, but the counterpunch is there. 2 kills sustained by that Transcendence from Ninja, and the mines from the defense are able to fortify that high ground. Sledge had invested their EMP in that fight as well. An unfortunate turn for Bug Squad.
Well, I mean, there is a saving grace. They're going to have self-destruct, and they're also going to have the mines going into this next fight. Also, Pulse Bomb might be able to take out Butters or Ninja, especially since the Transcendence is off the field.
Yep, mines over the top, just as expected. Will help control some space up there. It's going to force a rotation back all the way around. Retzaki has gone over to the other side. Self-destruct out from the attacking team. Just buying a little bit of space with the Ant Matrix on top. And Bug Squad looking a little bit disorganized at the moment, I'm afraid to say. The Divas in the far back by themselves, gets D-Mech, gets taken out.
Oh.
They lose their Mercy to a self-destruct, and Money Tree is running back to try to save Half-Bug, ends up getting deleted as well.
Wait, Nani? How does a Sombra knock a baby Diva off the cliff? I don't know how that works. And they still have EMP to deny the introduction here. There it is, right there. The manual hack on the B5, you're done there. Cleanup kills from there. This is going to be a full hold for 88s.
Yeah, they just didn't have, Bug Squad that is, just didn't have anything to come into with this last fight. And yeah, that's a big full hold. Krazy 88 dominantly winning Volskaya and are putting themselves on championship point. On track to win their second championship in a row.
I mean, that's the story of the day right now, is the fact that, you know, Inferno moving up a tier and still being able to compete at a higher tier level. I mean, this is a massive turn of events for the 88's org. And, you know, you gotta root for them in that moment because the players are just absolutely cracked out of their mind. I'm loving the play out of the supports. The supports don't care what meta is right now. They are running what will keep their team alive in the best moments. I mean, Ninja, that Transcendence was absolutely massive, keeping his team up through that mid fight where they sustained 2 ultimates on top of their heads, and they absolutely popped that Transcendence at the right time. And Last Triumph, I cannot speak enough about this player right now. This Sombra player the manual hacks alone are keeping them light years ahead of what Bug Squad is doing right now. And we're seeing Soccer and Coach just cleaning up behind the manual hacks, as well as Ratsaki, if Last Triumph doesn't do it themselves. So, man, this is a moment where Bug Squad have got to really think about what kind of composition are they going to try and run into this juggernaut that right now is 88s.
Yeah, so far it has not been working. And I don't want to harp on it too much. I mean, let's focus on what 88s are doing right, because I agree with you. They're following up on those manual hacks beautifully. There are some beautiful rotations coming out. The ninja on the Zenyatta, I agree with your previous statement earlier. That map, kind of unsung hero. We haven't spoken their name much throughout this series, but kind of an unsung hero right now. And that backline has been getting just max value out of the cooldowns, the primary fire, particularly on that map. As we saw the Zen on that map and the Transcendence. So I mean, it's 88s are firing on all cylinders right now. A tough ask for Bug Squad to bring it back, but now's the time. We're headed to Rialto for map number 4. Once again, their map pick for the 3rd map in a row. Now, if you're Bug Squad, right now, you just got to focus on one fight. You can't think about winning 4 maps in a row. You think about winning 1 map, and even more specific than that, you think about winning 1 fight. Just take this fight to fight and recognize the small thing, because this is just a matter of little differences. Both very talented squads, obviously. It's these minute differences that are giving 88s the edge.
Yeah, it's the minutia. And I think here, of all maps, I think Farah can work here on point A. Even into point B.
Yeah,
if you want to run the
pharmacy the Cathedral
until you get to Cathedral, you are just fine running the Farah. You've got the long lines of sight. You've got the high sky ceiling for every map except for Cathedral. So, I mean, really, if you're going to pull out your Farah play right now, even though, 88s is probably going to expect it, I still think that you run it and you just ratio them. Ratio them with your beautiful play that we saw you do across 2 maps. Because now is a map that you can actually get a lot of value with the Winged Egyptian. Well, Canadian Egyptian. I have to throw that in there since I'm a Canadian. But still, I think that right now you can absolutely bring it out. You can give it all you got. I mean, it's balls to the wall time now for Bug Squad. You have got to come out here and really make a statement. I say bring out your best characters and let the dice fly.
Yeah, I mean, and even talking about the Farah, it can work all the way through the front half of point C. You do have that front roof that you can work around. And, I mean, anytime Sledge can move to the Farah, I mean, it's definitely a boon for them. I mean, that's, exceptional on that hero as they've put on a show today when it's been applicable. But this meta is so map dependent, and you must play your composition around the geometry and what the map will allow you more now than I think any other meta we've ever seen. And so, again, I think it goes back to that versatility we've been talking about all series long. And will Bug Squad make any other changes? I mean, I kind of agree with just going with your strengths here, but it's the Mercy. Not that the Mercy play has been lacking in any way, but it's just putting them in a bit of a disadvantage in these longer fights.
Yeah, I mean, the sustain from even in Inspire Healing and Orb, I mean, they were able to withstand all that pressure coming in with just an Orb and the Inspire uptime. So that's got to say something for 88s right now. If you are Sledge, I mean, they brought out the pharmacy again, and here, go for the sky. Just try and get as much value as you can going through here. Build up to that barrage, and give a beautiful flank. You know that they're expecting it, but you still try to run it anyways. And Money Trees on this soldier might be the initiator that can actually deny a lot of what 88s are trying to do to deny the progress coming in from 88s.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good adaptation. We're talking about versatility, and I mean, I like this swap. Money Trees can put some more pressure in this guy, or can help with Sledge with putting pressure onto the front line of 88s with a lot of sustained fire, and on the Radzaki, as we saw just a moment ago, with the opening kill coming through from Bug Squad. And so far, they're holding. They've already eaten 45 seconds off the clock.
They got over the bridge. So if you are a far player right now, now is the time that you play back. You do this long range poke, and you get back away from the damage. You don't put yourself in the front line. You just get back there and just spam the rockets in, and do that.
Nice.
Use the concussive blast. Exactly. Use the concussive blast to get everybody out. But the manual hack came from Triumph again, and now the moves are moving in. Raven is going to be absolutely cordoned out here. Yeah, and that's it right there. This should be first point taken off.
Yeah, with Money Trees going down into the back, you just have the BAP and the 2 tanks alive. I mean, it was a beautiful play from Money Trees to take the Sombra out of the fight early. And look at this window. What an interesting placement on this window. I think that's a bit of wishful thinking as they're trying to hold the bank, but you can see the cart just rolling in. It's going to be up to Money Trees, or I guess even Raven to contest. You're putting your Mercy in a very dangerous spot, but she's doing a great job of staying alive, holding down the fort. And here comes the pincer from the other side, but B5 goes down, and now there's a Deadeye from the back as Bug Squad finally are regrouped, but they just find themselves in the clutches of an EMP, and 88s are going to look to try to move forward, but the Shatter is there, and by the skin of their teeth, Bug Squad hang on to point A.
Yeah, I mean, that was great work from Raven there on the Mercy. You know, we usually don't say that's great work from a Mercy player, but still, got the last-minute damage boost onto Money Tree, and was able to actually push them and hold the line there. I mean, they're basically like 1 or 2, well, I guess like 5 meters away. But I mean, Tac Visor, absolutely huge for this next fight. If you pair that with the damage boost from Ray, then that could be huge as well. The Immortality Field will also keep you up through the mid-fight. So, Transcendence on the line. I mean, you're looking at 4 ultimates coming out from 88s. You got both tank ultimates coming online. You're going to have both support ultimates online. This could be a difficult fight.
They're trying to surround. They're trying to hit from all angles. Graviton Surge comes in to catch Soccer. Self-destruct is going to get thrown in over the top, but it just lands right on the roof. The mines are out, but they got cleared out pretty quick. Barrage lands in the back and will find Inferno. It's a good start, but Bug Squad needs to stay focused. They're able to take Coach out as well. And 88's kind of surround and collapse. Well, it's collapsing, I'm afraid. Bug Squad able to isolate the appropriate targets and pick it apart one by one.
Yeah, I mean, 30 seconds, though. 30 seconds to go, Bull Skunk. They could actually full hold this, and you've got the Amp Matrix. If you pour the Tac Visor through the Amp Matrix, oh my god, that's an insane amount of damage going through. But do you pop it right now? I mean, you've got to pop it. You've got to pop the EMP.
Already at a -1. Krazy trying to push in with their last chance to take point A. EMP is massive. Finds 5 over the middle as the Valkyrie is used to try to keep Bug Squad in this fight. Sledge is going to pick up Soccer, and it's a +2 to the defense. Now that Tac Visor coming out. Tac Visor finds 1, looking for 2. Has to shut down the Deadeye. No, can't pull the trigger in time. But the Shatter is there to find revenge for that kill on the Money Trees. Sledge as far is able to find 2 as well. And then he's going to throw down the salvo of justice from above to complete the full hold on Rialto.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a little excited there. That was absolutely crucial and beneficial, and every other adjective in the thesaurus. They played that point to perfection. Sledge and Raven. The aerial threat from the top ropes, able to get what they needed, and I have to throw out a special kudos to Ruin Boy. That Amp Matrix and the Immortality Barrier against the EMP. I mean, if they would have, if Last Triumph would have EMP'd before they threw out that Immortality Barrier, this would have been a different fight. But the fact that Last Triumph did not press Y there and let loose with it right then and there, that's the big difference between the two teams right now. That's the difference between them getting point A and being full held on point A. And so now, you know, this is absolutely a point where we can see Bug Squad get themselves in the win column and start the reverse sweep here in our grand finals. Because, man, they have everything to play for right now, and I am living for it. I'm living for it. This was huge. Sledge and Raven. Oh, my God, chef's kiss from the chef himself.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite casters would say. This is a huge opportunity to turn a donut into a french fry. Defense coming out. Last triumph on the Echo.
We have not seen the Echo today.
No, we have not. Oh, as Sledge going back to the far, no big surprise there. Throwing some rockets over the top. Last triumph right there to have a little dogfight in the sky, and both just fall back to their respective corners. As 88s are going to just come back and hold the primary spot in courtyard. Opening kill from Room Boy is going to take Triumph out of the sky, but that's going to get rezzed.
Yeah, it's going to get rezzed, but I love the fact that B5 is keeping their Pharah. Right now, one of their most impactful players available with that ally bubble. This is going to be huge for them.
Yeah, Redzaki on the Tracer as well. Kind of backing up a couple metas. 88, you know, putting a lot of pressure down from a lot of different angles with this double bubble composition.
He's doing so well on the Soldier as well. And we've got Ninja out with the Ana. Oh my lord, the anti is alive right now.
Yeah, staple for double bubble. You gotta have the Ana for the Winston up front. And once that Nano Boost comes online, oh look at that, the big anti there. Money Tree's lucky to get out of that one alive. Half Bug not so lucky. And they don't even need any of those ultimates just yet. But the Nano Boost will go on to Soccer, and that's gonna be tough to overcome for the attacking Bug squad.
I mean, you could go any direction with this, honestly. I mean, if you want to build up Coach on this Zarya to try and build them up to a Graviton Surge, you could actually go with the Nano there. And I mean, any kind of charge on Zarya plus that Nano is absolutely going to be disgusting. Sledge moving off of the Pharah now. Oh, I do not like this call. I wish you would have stayed on the Pharah, but, you know, bringing out an Echo of their own.
Well, they're going to win the duel right out of the gate. Great start. Can they deny Rez? Oh, nice bubble.
What a
Protects
bubble.
Rez and gets Triumph back into this fight. Soccer's going to go ahead and drop down the Primal Rage. The Nano had gotten used to them already. And it's going to give the +1. Swing it back the other direction as the balance starts to tilt towards 88's favor on the defense. Soccer now just holding this high ground, recognizing it's where Bug Squad wants to encroach from.
Exactly. I mean, Zedge right now, you know, just trying to do the aerial fight. Here's the attack visor coming out for Money Trees. Can you get any value from this?
Oh, God. Zarya at his face. Coach trying to put the pressure down. Triumph had duplicated on over to the Reinhardt on the other side, but no such luck there. Does get out of there and find a kill on the Room Boy, though. Oh, that can be disastrous. Despite all the kills coming through the other way, the res comes through on a Money Tree. I think you wanted to res your Baptiste in that scenario, but still just dwindling members left for the defending 88s, especially with Ninja going down. Huge pick from B5 on this Wrecking Ball as it continues to just be these little duels all over the courtyard and are being won from either side. We're down to a 4v3, and reinforcements starting to show up for 88s.
Yeah, and Ninja, you know, being on the granny right now is super slow to get back to the fight, so they're actually getting a +1 percentage right now, and B5 coming back with the ball, 90% to Mines. That could be the initiator that they can actually take this point with.
A little bit of a Tracer duel in the back. As Soccer receives the Nano Boost up front. Sledge goes down. Ninja, nice shot from the Ana. Soccer builds up the rest of that. Primal is going to try to turn the other way, but Coach has gotten 2 on the other side. Zarya burning down the front line while the main tank tries to save it to the back. And Soccer is indeed going to find that kill and another big hold from 88. 17 seconds on the clock. One last chance.
Duplicate and Mines online. Ruin with a couple of heals could get the Amp Matrix up. They still have a win condition here, but Coach can deny all of that with a well-placed Graviton Surge. Can just stop all the progress coming in. This is it. This is the last moment. If you don't do it here, B5, you've got to get massive value out of this.
Mines out over the point. No kills from the Graviton Surge. They're able to survive the first onslaught. Pulse Bomb on to B5. They put him super low, but the Grav, it misses from Sledge's duplicate. And last try was able to burn down Room Boy, but Money Trees keeping him alive. Finds both supports on the other side. Almost wins the duel against Radzaki, but they're able to recall out of there. Coach is able to find one, looking to burn down, and does burn down Sledge. Oh no, it's Radzaki and Coach bringing this thing back from the defense. Radzaki gets the kill on the Money Trees as well. The fight started off so good for Bug Squad, but they're losing members left and right as Coach burns down yet another, claims another victim. B5 falls. Finals, and so does Bug Squad. Krazy 88s win Rialto, and they're going to win the T5 championship.
Give a damn what the score was. That was one of the most entertaining grand finals that I've ever seen, Bullskunk. The ebb and flow of the entirety of this grand final, other than Volskaya, we'll just kind of delete that, throw it in the trash bin. Holy crap! That was the grand final of all grand finals. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. Damn it, Bug Squad! I thought you had it there.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I wanted more!
Determined to play their own style, which I respect so much. They even force the swaps on the other side. Typically, the team that's forcing the other team to swap, they're the ones in the driver's seat. They're the one controlling the flow of battle. But Krazy 88s were not to be outdone today. They show up with an absolutely champion performance, worthy of wearing the T5 crown. I couldn't agree more, Billy. I want more. I want to see more of this. It was so good. I enjoyed every moment of it, as I'm sure 88s did, completing a 4-0 sweep, winning their second title in a row.
Tier 2.
What's that?
I mean, they won tier 4 and tier 2 last season in MTT7.
Right.
So, this is going to be their only championship this season for MTT8. But damn, did I want more from Bug Squad. Holy crap. Half Bug, I told you when I spoke to you earlier, I don't give a damn about all the other stuff going around. All I care about is the game, and you guys put on one hell of a game, and massive kudos, massive respect to you guys. Seriously. That was a hell of a final. It was a hell of a match. And, kind of reminds me some flavors of Chengdu there. They're determined to play what they want. They bring a little bit of that chaos to the mix, shaking it up. And man, they got into the grand finals, almost made it work, but each map, they were just edged out. Like you say, Volskaya was a stomp. Let's not kid ourselves. But yeah, I threw that in the bin. It's in the bin.
3 maps were really close. That last fight started off so good for them, finding the early picks, but just Coach and Razaki just really pulled that back. Like, that was nutty performance, which leads us to our player of the match, Billy. And I think Coach has got my vote. Like, that's just time and time again. And we've talked about the off-tank play all season long and how impactful that is. Coach was Johnny on the spot all series long.
Yeah. Boy, I'm very tempted to give it to Last Triumph.
Yeah?
Very tempted.
Yeah, fair.
However.
I mean, Ninja as well.
Ninja also honorable mention, but I think I have to agree with you this time. And I made a point of it after King's Row. Coach kiting back. Coach using the DM at the right times. Coach really putting the pressure where it needed to be and kiting back and using the defense matrix in the most wonderful ways. And then we saw there on Rialto bringing out the Zarya. That bubble for the res.
And that's what I was thinking. I mean, it wasn't even so much.
It was right there.
Like, the ultimates were good. They weren't mind-blowing. They weren't lot at the kill feed, 6K kind of ultimates.
But they were impactful.
But it was that mid-fight. It was the perfect use of DM and bubbles and being in the right place in the right time each and every fight. That's what really stood out to me from Coach's performance today, and that's why they've got my nod for MVP of our T5 Grand Finals.
Yeah, unanimous. Absolutely unanimous. And Coach really impressed me. Running against a Zarya with the particle beam and still winning most of the fights against them. Yeah. Coach is definitely going to be our T5 North America Xbox Grand Finals MVP. Congratulations to you, sir, or ma'am, or them, whichever pronoun is appropriate here, because what a bloody great performance from you.
What a bloody great game. My only complaint is
my heart is racing right now.
I wanted more.
I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry for it.
Yeah. I can't help but heart sink a little bit for the Bug Squad team. I mean, you can tell they wanted it, but I'm also thoroughly impressed to a well-deserved 88s, from the performance I saw here today. Like, that was fantastic. Well done. Congratulations to them for winning the Tier 5 division. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Well,
we got one more.
we do, and that was actually the point I was about to bring up. Like, we're done with our match for tonight, but we do still have one more day left in the Xbox side of the multi-tier tournament 8 Fall 2020. Tomorrow, you're going to have the Tier 6 finals coming at you. Tier 6 is a combination of EU and NA. So we're just going to have the one game tomorrow, but you will have Billy and myself back here to cast that fantastic matchup. So I hope to see you all then. Until then, much appreciated y'all hanging out. Really appreciate all love. Support each other. Remember, we're all in this together, friends. We're all in this together. The relationships you build here in these competitions can last you a lifetime. I understand it's a passionate thing. You pour yourselves into it. Leave that on the battlefield. Outside the battlefield, we're all just sharing our love for this game. So y'all take that with you. Y'all look out for each other in game and out always. We're going to see you back here tomorrow for the Tier 6 Grand Finals.
And just remember, guys, that we are here for you. We are your voice for the community, and we will always stand you as long as we are here in the community. But we just love you guys. And as I always say, love you guys. See you soon.
See you tomorrow.